The 2026 motorcycle industry is a massive Marvel crossover event. Everyone brought their heavy hitters. Dealerships are sweating because this lineup renders the used market completely obsolete. If you think your old machine is king, you live in the Stone Age. Today, we rip the cover off the top 10 new motorcycles. We expose direct technical comparisons between outdated trash and digital gods, massive engine upgrades, and premium price tags that will make your wallet cry. I promise you, the final bike is a track-focused villain. Let us begin. Number 10. The CF Moto 675 SS. The 2026 CF Moto 675 SS is here to completely disrupt the middleweight sport bike category. This brand is no longer the cheap alternative. It is a legitimate threat to the Japanese establishment. Let us be brutally honest. A few years ago, buying a budget sport bike meant accepting garbage technology. The old tech consisted of flimsy steel tube frames that flexed under heavy cornering loads, basic halogen headlights that barely illuminated the pavement, and sluggish parallel twin engines that produced zero top-end thrill. You had analog gauges and absolutely no electronic safety nets. The new tech on the CF Moto is a massive slap in the face to the competition. They engineered a brand new 675cc inline triple-cylinder engine. It punches out a highly respectable 95 horsepower with a screaming red line. But the upgrade is not just in the engine block. The new tech includes a gorgeous 5-inch full-color TFT display, seamless Bluetooth smartphone connectivity, and an advanced traction control system that actually works. You get aerodynamic winglets integrated directly into the side fairings. In the old tech days, winglets were reserved for $30,000 superbikes. On the CF Moto, they generate massive aerodynamic downforce at high speeds, keeping the front tire violently pinned to the asphalt. The suspension utilizes fully adjustable KYB inverted forks, and the braking system uses J-Huan radial calipers to provide massive stopping power. This is flagship technology trickling down to the working-class rider. The styling is fresh, hyper-angular, and looks like a rogue Decepticon hiding in traffic. You can park this triple-cylinder disruptor in your garage for an astonishing $7,499. It proves that going fast does not require a massive trust fund. Hey, before we dive into the next piece of two-wheeled insanity, do me a massive favor and gently tap that subscribe button. It is completely free, it takes 2 seconds, and it guarantees you never miss our high-octane motorcycle breakdowns. Let us keep the throttle pinned. Modern sport bikes are aggressive, but what if you want the classic rounded lines of the past without suffering through vintage mechanical breakdowns? The next machine blends old school cool with digital wizardry. Number 9. The Suzuki GSX-8TT. The 2026 Suzuki GSX-8TT is a stunning blend of vintage 1980s endurance racer aesthetics and modern mechanical perfection. It completely rejects the angular alien spaceship look of modern street fighters. If you bought a retro bike 10 years ago, you are buying a massive compromise. The old tech featured wobbly, unrefined suspension, terrible twin-piston braking power, and heavy air-cooled engines that vibrated your hands numb on the highway. Manufacturers relied purely on aesthetics to sell a subpar chassis. The new tech completely changes the paradigm. The Suzuki utilizes their brilliant 776cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine featuring a 270-degree crank. This engine produces the punchy, low-end torque of a V-twin, but runs incredibly smooth thanks to a patented cross-balancer system that mathematically cancels out primary engine vibrations. The new tech also brings the Suzuki Intelligent Ride System, featuring a modern bidirectional quick shifter that allows for clutchless upshifts and downshifts. You get selectable ride modes and an incredibly rigid tubular steel frame that carves corners like a scalpel. The suspension uses premium Showa inverted front forks, providing a plush but highly sporty ride, vastly superior to the cheap damper rod forks of the old tech era. You get the classic half-fairing headlight cowling, the vintage 8-ball emblem, and classy retro paint schemes that make people stop and stare. But underneath the retro paint is a modern throttle-by-wire system that delivers 82 horsepower with absolute digital precision. You can own this retro masterpiece for $9,899. Japanese retro bikes are smooth, but what if you demand the raw, throaty sophistication of British engineering? The upcoming naked bike delivers a massive power upgrade. Number 8. The Triumph Trident 800. There is something inherently sophisticated about British engineering. It is like James Bond in a tailored suit hiding a loaded weapon. Triumph steps into the fiercely competitive middleweight naked ring and throws a massive haymaker with the 2026 Triumph Trident 800. The previous entry-level Tridents were fantastic, but they utilized a smaller 660cc engine that lacked a terrifying top-end rush. The old tech was incredibly friendly, but it eventually left experienced riders wanting more aggressive power out of apex corners. The new tech is a massive mechanical heart transplant. Triumph squeezed a massive 798cc inline 3-cylinder engine into the compact tubular steel frame. This engine features triple throttle bodies, producing an adrenaline-pumping 113 horsepower and 62 pound-feet of torque. The new tech completely overhauls the electronics safety net. The old tech lacked lean angle awareness. The 2026 model adds optimized cornering ABS and a sophisticated traction control system managed by a cutting-edge inertial measurement unit. This means the computer calculates your exact lean angle thousands of times per second and adjusts braking pressure to prevent you from tucking the front end in a tight chicane. The exhaust delivers that signature throaty Triumph triple growl under heavy load. Triumph did not just add a bigger engine, they reinforced the suspension with Showa S FFBP inverted forks and upgraded the brakes to massive Nissan radial calipers to handle the massive extra kinetic energy. It is a premium European naked bike that refuses to compromise on build quality or performance. You can put this British brawler in your garage for $10,500. British triples are refined, but what if you want to resurrect the terrifying squared-off Japanese superbikes of the 1980s? The next machine hits the nostalgia button with extreme prejudice. Quick pit stop, riders. If you are enjoying this brutal breakdown of the 2026 lineup, do me a solid and smash that like button. Drop a comment below telling me which of these mechanical beasts you are secretly saving your paychecks for. I read every single one. Back to the countdown. Number 7. The Honda CB1000F. Let us crank the synthwave music to maximum volume. The 1980s are officially back, and Honda is leading the charge with the stunning 2026 Honda CB1000F. It perfectly captures the squared-off tank and the silver with blue stripes livery of the legendary original. The original 1980s superbikes were terrifying for all the wrong reasons. The old tech featured skinny bias ply tires that offered zero grip, frames that flexed like wet noodles in high-speed sweepers, and primitive carburetors that constantly needed sinking and leaked fuel. Riding fast on the old tech was a literal death wish because the engine possessed far more power than the chassis could handle. The new tech is mind-blowing. Underneath the achingly cool squared-off retro styling lies the modern architecture of the hyper-aggressive CB1000 Hornet. You get a screaming 999cc inline-4 engine derived directly from the Fireblade Superbike, producing 122 horsepower. The new tech includes a lightning-fast electronic quickshifter, lean angle sensing traction control, and massive radial-mounted 4-piston front brake calipers that can stop a freight train. You get the classic round LED headlight and the gorgeous vintage seat. But when you twist the ride-by-wire throttle, the massive 76 pound-feet of torques launches you forward with digital precision. It is the ultimate wolf in sheep's clothing. This motorcycle will go directly head-to-head with the Retro Kings, and it has the absolute firepower to dominate. You can secure this time-traveling superbike for $12,999. Speaking of Retro Kings, the reigning champion refuses to surrender the crown. The next machine receives a massive digital brain transplant. Number 6. The Kawasaki Z900 RS. The Z900 RS has been an undisputed fan favorite for years, perfectly capturing the magic of the original 1970s Z1. But the competition is getting fierce, so Kawasaki went back to the laboratory. The 2026 Kawasaki Z900 RS receives a massive technological upgrade that makes it smarter and deadlier than ever before. The previous generation of this motorcycle looked incredible, but its electronic brain was basic. The old tech relied on simple, reactive traction control that only cut power after the rear wheel had already started slipping. It lacked true cornering awareness. The new tech introduces a cutting-edge 6-axis inertial measurement unit. This tiny digital brain constantly monitors pitch, roll, and yaw acceleration. It ties together the Kawasaki corner management function, lean-sensitive ABS, in the brand new dual-direction quick shifter. Furthermore, the new tech finally adds an electronic dual throttle valve system. In the old tech days, your wrist directly opened the butterfly valves, which could lead to jerky acceleration. The new tech uses the ECU to perfectly manage the airflow, giving the rider razor-sharp, buttery smooth control over the throttle delivery. Kawasaki engineers spent months in an acoustic chamber tuning the exhaust wall thickness to perfectly mimic the deep, hollow howl of a vintage inline-4. You crack the throttle open and it sounds like pure mechanical music. You get the iconic teardrop fuel tank and the gorgeous cast wheels that look like classic wire spokes. The base model hits the showroom floor at $12,899. It is mechanical perfection. Retro inline-4s are musical, but what if you want a machine that invented the modern naked bike segment, now totally reimagined? The upcoming Italian masterpiece changes the paradigm. All right, let us settle a massive debate right now in the comments. Are you team retro nostalgia or team modern aggression? Sound off below. And if you are loving the raw technical breakdowns, hit that subscribe button so we can keep building the ultimate digital garage. Now let us jump into Italian royalty. Number 5. The Ducati Monster Plus. The Ducati Monster is an absolute cultural icon that practically invented the naked bike segment in 1992. The 5th generation, 2026, Ducati Monster Plus drops a massive bombshell on the industry, offering premium Italian exotica with hyper-aggressive urban capability. Traditionalists wept when this happened, but the old tech of the classic Monster relied on a heavy steel trellis frame. It looked iconic, but it added unnecessary bulk and severely compromised chassis rigidity under heavy superbike level loads. The old tech engines also suffered from choppy, aggressive, low-end fueling that made city traffic a miserable, lurching experience. The new tech completely rewrites the rulebook. Ducati utilized a lightweight, aluminum front frame derived directly from their Panigale V4 superbike, dropping the wet weight to an astonishing 386 pounds. The new tech engine is an 890cc Testastretta 11-degree V2, featuring an intake variable timing setup. This brilliant piece of engineering alters the valve overlap dynamically. It allows the engine to idle smoothly in the city with zero lurching but scream like a banshee at the red line, producing 111 horsepower. The muscular stance, the classic bison back tank, and the signature double C LED headlight turn every commute into a high-speed fashion show. The bike is loaded with premium features, including a 5-inch TFT display, multiple ride modes, and standard wheelie control managed by the 6-axis IMU. It is snappy, incredibly narrow between the knees, and infinitely refined. You can park this piece of Italian exotica in your driveway starting at $13,995. Naked bikes rule the city, but what if you need to cross 3,000 miles of continent? Listen closely. We are about to hit the top 3, and let me tell you, we have teased these machines because it is an absolute bloodbath at the top. We have a clinical German touring yacht that shifts itself, a dirt-eating Austrian beast with radar, and an American heavyweight bagger that redefines cross-country luxury. Stick around. Number 4. The BMW R1300 RT. Touring across a continent requires a very specific type of machine. You cannot cross 3,000 miles on a vibrating, uncomfortable torture rack. You need a rolling luxury yacht that can still carve a mountain pass. BMW Motorrad has owned the sport touring category for decades, and the 2026 BMW R1300 is their latest, most terrifyingly advanced technological masterpiece. The previous 1250 models were legendary, but the old tech featured a heavy manual clutch that completely exhausted the rider's left hand in heavy stop-and-go traffic. The old tech chassis also carried significant top-heavy bulk, making low-speed parking lot maneuvers terrifying. The old tech radar cruise control was also somewhat primitive, reacting harshly to traffic changes. The new tech is a complete paradigm shift. BMW introduces the automated shift assistant. This means absolutely no clutch lever. The digital brain and mechanical electro actuators perfectly shift the gears for you, allowing you to focus entirely on the scenery. The new tech also features the brand new 1,300cc liquid-cooled boxer twin engine, producing 145 horsepower. The entire frame was redesigned using sheet metal optimization, making the motorcycle significantly lighter and incredibly agile. You press a button, and the massive electric windshield silently rises to block the freezing wind. The advanced integrated radar system automatically maintains a safe distance from the car in front of you, smoothly applying the brakes if necessary. The Boxer engine provides perfect primary balance, meaning absolutely zero fatigue-inducing vibrations reach the handlebars. It is clinical German perfection. You will pay a premium for this luxury with an MSRP around $20,500. German logic is flawless, but what if you want to leave the paved roads entirely and blast through the desert at triple-digit speeds? The upcoming machine is pure Austrian madness. Number 3. The KTM 1390 Super Adventure Sevo. If BMW provides clinical perfection, KTM provides absolute, unadulterated madness. The Austrian brand lives by the motto, "Ready to race," and they apply that aggressive philosophy to everything, even their massive flagship adventure bikes. The 2026 KTM 1390 Super Adventure. As Evo is a dirt-eating titan designed to terrify the competition. In the adventure world, old-tech suspension meant pulling over to the side of the trail with a flathead screwdriver to manually adjust your damping clickers for off-road terrain. Even early electronic suspension was incredibly slow to react to high-speed impacts. The new tech is mind-blowing. KTM introduces their semi-active technology with magnetic valves. This system adjusts the suspension damping rates in real time based on the exact terrain you are hitting, recalculating thousands of times per second. The new tech also features a massive 8-inch full-color touchscreen display with anti-glare coating that acts as mission control. Under the massive fuel tank sits the monstrous 1,350 cclc8 V-twin engine. Thanks to an all-new camshaft system that alters valve timing and lift, it produces a terrifying 173 horsepower and 107 pound-feet of torque. You point this massive machine at a rocky mountain trail, twist the throttle wide open, and the advanced electronics figure out exactly how to keep the rear tire hooked up without sending you over the handlebars. KTM integrated the Bosch front radar for adaptive cruise control and cornering lights that peer deep into the dark woods. It is an adventure bike built for riders who think normal touring is incredibly boring. This Austrian powerhouse commands a premium price of $22,000. Are you still with me? If you have not smashed that like button yet, what are you waiting for? Do it for the algorithm, and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss our next deep dive. Now brace yourself for the absolute top tier of 2026. Number 2, the Harley-Davidson Street Glide Limited. The American open road belongs to the heavy V-twin bagger. It is a cultural institution. But Harley-Davidson faced a massive problem. How do you modernize an iconic silhouette and keep up with European technology without angering the hardcore loyalists? The 2026 Harley-Davidson Street Glide Limited is the ultimate answer. It honors the heritage while injecting a massive dose of 21st century luxury. If you rode a touring Harley 10 years ago, you dealt with frustrating old tech. The infotainment systems were clunky, slow to boot up, and impossible to read in the glaring afternoon sun. The old-tech air-cooled engines ran incredibly hot, literally roasting the rider's legs in summer traffic. And the primitive suspension bottomed out violently on harsh highway expansion joints. The new tech is a revelation in cross-country comfort. The cockpit is dominated by a massive 12.3-inch touchscreen display. It is as fast and responsive as a premium tablet, integrating Apple CarPlay and GPS navigation seamlessly. The new tech engine is the magnificent Milwaukee 8 117 cubic inch V-twin, featuring variable valve timing. This completely transforms the motorcycle. It broadens the power band, giving you massive passing torque on the highway, while improving thermal management with heavily updated liquid-cooled cylinder heads. The iconic Batwing fairing has been aerodynamically sculpted in an advanced wind tunnel to eliminate brutal helmet buffeting. The premium Rockford Fosgate audio system blasts your music with crystal clear fidelity at 80 miles per hour. This is not just a motorcycle, it is a premium lifestyle statement built on massive torque. Harley-Davidson knows their worth, and this ultra-premium Grand American touring machine reflects that with a premium price tag of $32,000. We have reached the absolute peak. The final machine ignores touring, ignores commuting, and exists solely to break the laws of physics. Number 1. The Ducati Hypermotard V2 SP. We have reached the absolute summit. The final machine on this list completely abandons all logic, practicality, and common sense. It is not built for commuting to work. It is not built for touring across the state. It is built for pure, unadulterated hooliganism. The 2026 Ducati Hypermotard V2 SP is the kind of motorcycle that makes you want to break every single traffic law in existence the moment you turn the key. The previous Hypermotard 950 was an absolute riot, but the old-tech tubular steel chassis was slightly heavier, and the older V-twin engine lacked the absolute instantaneous low-end punch required for effortless, low-speed wheelies. The old-tech electronics were good, but they sometimes interfered with aggressive riding, cutting power when you actually wanted to slide. The new tech is a masterclass in deviant, aggressive behavior. Ducati shoved their brand new 890 cc V2 engine into a radically lightened aluminum monocoque frame. This motor generates 120 horsepower and a whopping 69 pound-feet of torque, available from incredibly low revs. The new tech electronic suite includes the brilliant, utterly insane slide-by-brake functionality integrated into the Bosch cornering ABS. What does that mean? It means the supercomputer actively allows you to stomp on the rear brake lever, lock the rear tire, and perfectly drift the back end of the motorcycle into a tight canyon corner like a professional supermoto racer catching the slide before you crash. The SP model features premium Öhlins, long travel suspension that absorbs massive jumps, forged Marchesini wheels that reduce unsprung rotational mass, and carbon fiber bodywork to shave every possible ounce of weight. The gearing is dropped so low that the front tire practically refuses to touch the asphalt in the first 3 gears. It is a wildly aggressive, track-focused weapon that bends the laws of physics. If you want to own the ultimate street villain, it will cost you $17,500. The 2026 motorcycle lineup is proving that the internal combustion engine is far from dead. We are seeing massive leaps in electronic safety, aggressive new engine platforms, and styling that pushes the absolute boundaries of design and aerodynamics. Whether you want a budget-friendly triple-cylinder rocket, a massive American bagger, or an Italian hooligan drift machine, the factories are delivering the goods. Click on the next video to join. Continue the ride. Join the tribe by subscribing and click like.